going to give some time for people to come in. So today's episode, I'm going to talk a little bit about how I stock pick. And yeah, I guess, and also if there's any question with regards to, how I manage to find certain stocks for this channel, I'll be more than happy to answer anyone's questions. Okay, so I think we can start right now. So basically, to recap, I think if you notice when this channel started in late 2019, you can see that amongst the stocks which I actually picked was the glove sector, right? This was way before the top glove actually even started moving. You can look at a lot of the timestamps. I never altered any of the videos or whatnot. You can actually look at all those timestamps, right? So before the glove sector craze, this channel actually found that particular sector, and I was like, yeah, you know what, maybe this is an okay sector to look at. And yeah, and lo and behold, what happened was I think we can see a lot of glove sectors actually moved up during the whole pandemic. On top of that, I also picked Perak Transit. I'm sure a lot of you guys know this, especially when you click on the one of my first few videos on how to use an investment platform to actually buy and also sell stocks. So in the examples, I actually use examples like Perak Transit. I think that stock also doubled from the time I actually created the video until right now. And quite recently in December 2020, no, sorry, is it December? Or I think January of 2020, I think. Just look at all the timestamps, everything is there. I actually talked also about the oil and gas and also the plantation sector. And lo and behold, right now, this is 2022, right? Both these sectors actually did extremely well. And if you guys actually listen to, I guess, some of my stock picks, one of them would be Dagang Next. I think that one will probably be 3-4 times your money, I think. And also with regards to the plantation sector, I think two times returns, right, from these stock investments. But okay, so anyway, just to recap, right, what this channel actually has found, and everything is all in the I guess on the timestamps. Just kind of look at them, and then after that you look at the stock price accordingly, right, and you can actually see the movement of stock prices. I think maybe I have a hit and miss ratio of about 80% hit, maybe 20% I did miss also, and it's not like everything I picked actually went up. So I mean, that's the whole thing of the industry. No one actually knows where the stock will actually end up 1 or 2 years from today, right? So that's the scary thing of being a financial analyst. We just don't know what may happen, right? And some of the stocks that we pick may actually go the other way, right? And then this is a time where fund managers will call us, and they will give us an earful of I guess scolding, for a bad stock pick. But okay, having said that, in today's episode, we're going to talk a little bit about how I actually stock pick, right? And basically, right, I always have this understanding, and I think I talked about this in my first few episodes, right? And just to recap how I actually pick stocks, it's basically trying to always tell myself objectively that a stock is just a share of a business, right? And how I actually pick stocks, there's this term called fundamental analyst, right, where we actually pick stocks based on what we see the business may actually what the business may do in the future, or in terms of the business sales, what may happen with this business sales, you see. So with regards to the glove sector, I was of the assumption that once the whole pandemic comes, right, I think gloves will be in very high demand. That's one of the reasons why I think in 2019, late 2019, I actually talked about the glove, right? That's the first example. I think that with regards to Dagang Next, I was of the opinion that looking at the Malaysian government and how they wanted to shift the whole industry towards towards being more technologically savvy. That's one of the reasons why I started looking at Dagang Next, right? And that's one of the reasons why I was like, maybe this is an interesting stock. And lo and behold, the stock actually did move up. And subsequently, we also look at the plantation players, right? With regards to the plantation player, I was of the opinion that right now, I think that was during 2020, right? When a lot of the economy worldwide, they were on a lull, or there was not much of demand and there were not much of movements. So that's one of the reasons why I thought crude oil was relatively depressed, and also the crude palm oil was relatively on the cheaper side. That's one of the reasons why, for me, right, as a fundamental analyst, I was thinking to myself, these industries look relatively cheap, right? And that's one of the reasons why I actually was of a positive opinion on those stocks back then, right? So right now, looking at I guess that's my philosophy, right? So basically, when we want to invest in a stock, we always have to remember we are investing in the business, right? And okay, that's the first key. The second key, which is important towards stock picking, is this, right? Always try to look at the future, or always try to read the data and try to understand what's happening, right? With regards to the market and what may happen in the future, lah. So basically, an example of this is there was this conflict in Europe. I'm sure a lot of you guys know about this conflict. And what happened was, subsequently, a lot of crude oil prices actually rose, right? And this was actually a no-brainer lah during the whole conflict. If one of these countries is one of the OPEC member, right? We can assume that crude oil will be impacted, and if crude oil will be impacted, that's one of the reasons why a lot of oil and gas players right now actually rose up in price, right? Basically, if crude oil prices rise, what's going to happen with a lot of upstream oil and gas players is that their revenues are going to increase, right? So that's the second thing, right? Number one, when we want to invest, we are always investing in a business. Number two, right? We just try to come up with a small little forecast, right? Even with Dagang Next also, when the government said that they announced that they're going to make sure that a lot of SMEs digitize their business, I was of the opinion, I said, which one of these companies may actually be the prime beneficiary? And I actually picked one, and lo and behold, they actually pan out pretty well, right? So right now, I guess these are the two things. Number one is remember that you're investing in business. Number two, looking at the future revenues of the business, right? And the third thing, right, which I always hold here, is that look if this business is oversold. Okay, so right now, coming back to the video which I made yesterday, right? So I made a video with regards to Grab, right? And I guess I got a question with regards to, why look at Grab at this point in time? The stock price actually tumble and tumble and tumble. For me, basically, when looking at the company per se, right, and looking at the track record of the company, they managed to move from Malaysia into the ASEAN region, and right now, from an e-hailing company, they are also moving into the financial industry, and they are actually trying to make themselves a super app. So over here, not only the management of the company has a strong track record, but also they have a strong blueprint moving forward, and they have a track record of delivering, right? But having said that, right now there's a lot of market uncertainties, and like I said, with the conflict over in Europe, what happened, right, is basically is no fault of the company per se, right? It's basically the market having a big sell down, right? And the question is, was this stock oversold? Remember what I said about a fundamental analyst, right? A fundamental analyst, what they do is The fundamental analysts, what they do is they look at companies which has been oversold. If we believe that the company is oversold, therefore this company could be on a discount. And if this company is on a discount, maybe it's a good time for us to maybe look and see whether this is a company where someone can invest in, right? So right now, you can hear the background is a bit noisy. I'm going to open for any question and answers before I end this session. Okay. All right then. Not many questions out there. So again, with that, thank you. And if there's any questions, please write it down in the comment section. If not, I'll see you guys in the next episode.